welcome to another episode of the H-Pattern vlog. We've arrived here at Winton. We've just been through a scrutineering, car scrutineered, all good, so we're gonna go get our transponders now. We're in group 2, so it'll be a little while until we get a drive, but it's pretty cool in the morning. It's looking like the temperature's gonna heat up a little bit in the afternoon, so hopefully get some good times in this morning, and hopefully we can get more than one session in this time. Alright, we just did the driver's briefing. It started raining, so it's going to be a little bit wet for the first session. So the open wheels are just about to go out now. We'll go out soon after that. Just check some tyre pressures, everything else in the car's looking good. So we'll do that and we'll get into it.
Minutes later.
Alright, we've been out for the first session. The track was super greasy the first couple laps, like it was properly scary actually. I was going pretty easy for the first, say, 4 laps. Started opening it up a little bit after that, and car was going pretty good, but it was just slow to get the grip up. But I think I did a 1:10 for the first time driving the short track, so I don't know how good of a time that is. That had to be sitting 7th for the first session. Another couple cars going out now. They'll do another session and then we'll get a second time out. But at the moment we've got Chris from Quinlan's. He's going to have a steer of the 86, so he's going out for his first drive now, so we'll go check that out. We've been out for session 2. It rained for just lightly for most of the session, so it's pretty slippery. We're actually 13 seconds a lap down on our last session, but for the session we were actually second outright, which wasn't too bad. So hopefully it manages to dry out in the afternoon, but it's still constantly spitting now, so fingers crossed it'll calm down. Just having a look at the radar, and it looks like it's going to be light showers for another couple hours. Not sure if we're going to start changing the setup to suit the rain a little bit more, but sort of hoping that first time on short track holds out, but see what happens.
Four guys, we are going to go for one more complete run.
Alright, so the only other thing I did off camera was I chucked the exhaust on it. We pulled the rear muffler out and I made just a straight pipe, so it's a bit louder. I can hear it in the car now. I was previously revving it a little bit high and you just couldn't hear anything, so that's a bit of an improvement. I'm going to do a bit more of an exhaust on it, but that'll get us moving for now. Alright, so they've changed over from the short track to the long track after lunch now, so we're about to go out for our first session on the long track and see how we go. It's dried out a fair bit, so we should hopefully finally get our first dry lunch for the day. First session on the long track. It's dry as now. We're not going to have any more rain for the rest of the day, so we're going to head out for the second session. I dropped the tyre pressures a little bit. They're a bit overinflated, so pressure's looking good now. So we'll get out there and do another 6 laps and see what we can achieve. The car is feeling really good. The tyre pressures were a little bit high, so I've dropped them down, so maybe find a little bit of time there. Overall, I'm pretty happy. I've done a 1 minute 40.8. Alright, I got out there for the second session on the long track and pushed pretty hard and put it in the dirt, but no damage. So I tried really hard after that to put a good lap time together, but I think I was just overcooking it. I went a little bit slow and 0.6 slower. Felt a little bit understeery in the front, like not terrible, but just a little bit. So I've got to I think we might have one more session, I hope so, because I want to try and go out there and just try and smooth it out a little bit and see what we can do, but that session was junk, so I'm not really happy with how I drove there. I think it was just too aggressive, so I'll try and dial it down a little bit for the next one and see if I can't improve the time a little bit. Alright, so we didn't actually get an extra session. We only did 2 sessions on the long track, so managed to do a time of 1 minute 40.8, so didn't find any extra time in the second session. I think I was just driving too aggressively, so things to take away from the day are just need to sort of let the car do what it needs to do, a bit smoother. The brake upgrade's been a really good thing, so really happy with how the brakes perform now. The tyres are still really good. I think I've got a little bit of understeer mid-corner that I could try and dial out a little bit, so we'll work towards sorting that out. It's not very fast in a straight line, like it's getting overtaken by stuff left, right, and centre, and it's hard to put an overtake on anybody or pull down the straight, so some more power. Maybe we'll do the exhaust next, work on that, maybe an intake, try and peel some weight out of it as well to try and get it down so it's a bit faster, so work towards getting it a little bit lighter and a little bit quicker. So yeah, it's always good to go back on the trailer not broken, so we'll go back home and work on refining it into a better car, but it was nice. Chris and I drove it all day with no dramas whatsoever, so we'll do a couple things to refine it, get it sorted out before the next one. I think we're going to Wilby next. We'll get ready for the next race, try and refine it a bit more, peel some weight out of it, and maybe do an exhaust and an intake, so we'll work towards that.